You're halfway down the jet bridge, palms a little sweaty, hearing the zipper-on-roller bag rhythm behind you, and picturing the passenger in front suddenly jerking their seat back into your laptop. You can smell coffee, jet fuel, and the faint chemical of deep cleaning spray. Flight attendants are calling for zone boarding. A toddler somewhere 2 rows ahead is already testing a shriek. That's the scene where most of these etiquette mistakes happen. Not in some abstract rule book, but in cramped, noisy metal with deadlines and impatient people.
If your flight happens to be canceled or delayed, Compensair will help you get compensation for the inconvenience and get your money back without wasting time on red tape. Get a refund for your canceled flight right.
Start at home. Check your ticket class, basic economy, standard. Measure your carry-on and your personal item against the airline's website, and take a photo of the dimensions so you don't misremember at the gate. If you haven't already, pick a seat that matches your needs, an aisle if you get up a lot, a window if you want fewer interruptions, and check in 24 hours before departure. Put essentials you'll need in-flight, medication, headphones, e-reader, in your personal items so you're not digging through the overhead bin once the plane fills. At the airport, confirm the gate and departure time on the monitor and set an alert on your phone for 45–60 minutes before boarding. That's when long lines crystallize into real risk of missing the flight. Let's walk the common mistakes one by one and how to handle them practically. 1. The sudden recline. The surprise lean into your laptop is the #1 gripe. Before reclining, look behind you. If your neighbor is eating, working with a laptop, or a child is in the tray space, don't. If you must recline on a short flight, tap the person behind you politely and warn them. On long-haul flights, recline slowly and check the tray table. Treat the recline like closing a cabinet door in a tiny kitchen. Be slow and give people time to move. 2. Armrest wars. The armrest is an imaginary border, not a property deed. On most narrow-body planes, the middle seat gets both armrests. If you're in the aisle, be ready to relinquish one for a middle seat passenger who has nowhere else to put their arm. Offer a friendly, "Do you want it?" It's small, but it diffuses arguments. 3. Overhead bin hogging. The overhead bin is shared storage, not a personal closet. Put your roller bag in wheel first to maximize space. Stow soft bags on top, and don't reserve extra space with shoes or a jacket. If the plane is full and you were told to gate check, expect to incur a gate check fee or a slow return time. Keep a small bag under the seat with anything you'll need right after landing. 4. Blocking the aisle. When you stand up, the second the fasten seatbelt sign goes off, you'll create a bottleneck. Wait until rows in front of you have stood and the aisle is clear. If you must stand, step into the galley or a side area so people behind can pass. 5. Tray table timing. Don't open your tray during taxi, takeoff, or landing. If you need a table at cruise, do so slowly. If someone wants to get up, fold it away immediately. Think of the tray as your laptop's personal desk. It's fine when stationary, dangerous during motion. 6. Smelly shoes and hygiene. Airlines are a confined environment. If your feet or clothing have strong odors, pack fresh socks and use unscented wipes. Odors affect everyone. It isn't about judgment. It's about respect. 7. Volume control. Use noise-canceling headphones at a reasonable volume
and always ask before sharing something you want to show on your device. If you're on a call, step into the jet bridge or wait until you land. 8. Seat selection games. Don't move into another passenger's assigned seat because yours looks better. Ask a flight attendant if there's a genuine seating error. Claiming, "I picked this one earlier," when you didn't, confuses crew and can lead to delays. 9. Baby zone assumptions. Do not expect parents to act perfectly. They're juggling a lot. Be patient. If a baby is crying nonstop and you're losing sleep, earplugs and white noise apps are your friend. 10. Lavatory cues and door jamming. Don't linger in the lav after using it. Check that you're not the last person blocking the doorway. If someone knocks, finish quickly. 11. Boarding shortcuts and priority tricks. Don't try to jump the queue or guilt someone into letting you board early. If you paid for priority boarding, use it. Otherwise, wait your group. Why do airlines and passengers enforce these small-sounding rules? Picture a subway car at rush hour, where everyone's suitcase is suddenly in the middle of the floor. Decisions that are tiny in a spacious room become critical in a narrow fuselage. Rules like "no tray during taxi" or "fasten seatbelt when sign is on" aren't moralistic. They're engineering constraints and safety redundancies. An airplane cabin is like a mobile bus lane for people and luggage. Small obstructions have outsized consequences.
Here are concrete risks and costs if you ignore these etiquette basics. Clearing an overhead bin mess can delay boarding by 10–30 minutes, which on tight connections can turn into a missed flight about 15.40% of the time, depending on the connection window. Checking a bag at the gate because you couldn't consolidate overheads can cost $25, $70 domestically, and $50, $200 internationally if it's oversized or overweight. Arguing with a passenger or crew risks formal reprimand. On some airlines, that can mean removal from the flight or a temporary ban for disruptive behavior. Worst case, a physical altercation can result in fines and arrest. Those outcomes are rare, but they're real. The cheapest, safest, most practical solution is simple habit change. Do the prep work, measure your bag, pick the right seat, check in early, and pack a conscious, considerate carry-on layout. On the plane, slow down. Ask before reclining. Use one earbud in if you think you'll need to hear announcements. Put liquids and fragile items in your underseat bag so you don't block the aisle digging for them. Bring a cheap luggage scale and weigh your bags at home. Paying the checked bag fee online is usually $5.15 cheaper than at the airport counter. Watch out for this specific misleading upsell. Many booking sites and low-cost carriers advertise free carry-on, but restrict free items to a small personal bag only, then charge steep fees at the gate for a standard roller bag or priority boarding so you can access the overhead. The airline will often present that fee as a priority convenience rather than a necessity. If you don't want it, click out of optional extras at checkout. And if an agent at the gate pushes priority boarding to save your overhead space, say, "No thanks, please gate check it." If they say gate checking costs extra, ask for a written policy link and be prepared to check it in for free if you paid for a fully refundable ticket class. When booking, compare the total out-the-door price, base fare plus baggage plus seat, rather than the advertised headline fare. A common misleading claim is "buy now, change later," that sounds like flexibility but actually comes with change fees that can be larger than a mid-tier flexible fare. If flexibility matters, buy the flexible fare or compare third-party travel insurance that covers changes for less. Practical refusal lines. Be polite but firm. Thanks, I'll pass on priority boarding. And then keep your boarding pass folded so an agent can't add extras without your consent. If a check-in agent upsells you a carry-on at the counter, ask the exact price. Then ask to see the written policy. Many agents will back down when you request the URL or representative documentation. Here are 3 quick, no-cost etiquette habits that pay off immediately. Offer the armrest to the middle seat passenger when you're on the aisle. Tuck laptops into your bag while others are eating. And always ask before moving into someone's space. Those 3 moves remove most small annoyances. Many useful links can be found in the description. If you're nervous about a first flight, run a checklist the night before. Ticket class, carry-on size photo, travel documents, chargers, and a small toiletry wipe. Arrive at the airport at the recommended time for your ticket type. For domestic U.S. flights, that often means 90, 120 minutes for basic economy or flights with checked bags. For international departures, give yourself at least 2 hours for nearby airports, 3 for busy hubs. If you still worry about conflict on the plane, pack noise-canceling earbuds and a polite script. Would you mind if I reclined a little? I'll be careful. Being proactive and communicating calmly stops most problems. If something does escalate, find a flight attendant early and report it quietly. They're trained to handle conflicts and will usually move people subtly rather than making scenes. Remember that most passengers are anxious, tired, or traveling for a reason. Empathy goes further than righteous anger. To recap, prepare at home, measure your bags, choose an appropriate seat, pack essentials under the seat, and practice 3 polite moves. Ask before you recline, share the armrest, and avoid creating aisle blockages. Watch for misleading upsells at booking and the gate, and always ask for written policy if an agent claims a fee is mandatory. These small changes cut your chance of delay, additional fees, and confrontation dramatically. If this helped, please like the video and subscribe for more practical travel fixes and real-world advice. Hit the bell if you want an alert when I post packing and airport check-in cheat sheets.